Never forget, trails are dangerous first, scenic later. What if you're hiking alone, but then you hear a growl or see a shadow moving just off path? Or let's say, in a beautiful trail, you suddenly found human remains or dead bodies. These aren't just campfire stories, they're real, and all caught on camera. From hikers who vanished without a trace, to recordings that should have never been found, these are 10 of the most terrifying trail encounters ever documented. June 2nd, 2025, morning. A search team saw a pickup truck mysteriously parked near a forest trail in Leavenworth, Washington. It looked like it had been left there on purpose. The doors were shut, the keys were not inside, and there were no signs of a struggle or damage. And just 100 yards downhill from the truck, searchers made a tragic discovery. There were 3 bodies, 9-year-old Caitlin, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 5-year-old Olivia, found at the bottom of a steep embankment. There were no visible injuries or clear signs of what had happened to them. They were the 3 daughters of a hiker named Travis Caleb Decker. That mysteriously parked truck also belonged to him. But Travis Decker was missing. He's a 32-year-old Army veteran who was trained in wilderness survival, climbing, and moving through remote terrain. He served with the 75th Ranger Regiment, a group known for being highly skilled in navigating difficult environments. Because of his background, authorities believe that he still may be alive and hiding somewhere in the mountains. But they found no footprints, no broken branches, and no discarded gear. It was like Decker had simply vanished into the trees. Some hikers say that they felt like someone was nearby while walking in the woods. A few say that they saw a man standing far off the trail, but by the time they looked again, he was gone. So far, Decker has not been seen again. He's not used a phone, a card, or contacted anyone. The only thing left behind was his truck and the terrifying dead bodies of his daughters. What do you think has happened to Decker and his daughters? Could he be alive? Share what you think in the comments below. May 22nd, 2025. Her body lays still, 600 feet off trail, face toward the sky, water bottle untouched beside her, phone shattered 6 feet away. No bruises, no blood, no signs of struggle. That's how they found Hannah Moody, a 31-year-old hiker whose Instagram overflowed with sunsets, rocky climbs, and words about healing in nature.
Classic example of focusing way too much on the negative that you miss the positive.
Hannah had vanished from the McDowell Sonoran Preserve, her favorite place to escape into. She was last seen at the Gateway Trailhead on April 24th. By nightfall, her friends knew something was off. She never missed check-ins. Her phone rang and then died. Her car still in the lot, locked and empty. Search crews rushed in, flashlights swept the brush, helicopters circled. But the desert is deceptive. They paused the search at midnight because it was too dangerous to continue. By noon the next day, a Maricopa Air unit caught something odd in a gulch, and it was her, lying on her back, one arm twisted awkwardly, no clear reason why she was dead.
It's a reminder to come back to the present moment. Do things that bring you back to the present. Hiking is something that I know always brings me back to the moment, and it's something I purposely do, not only because I enjoy it.
Initially, police ruled out any foul play, but her toxicology report said otherwise. They found carfentanil in her body. It's a synthetic opioid 1,000 times stronger than morphine. It's never found in nature. It's not something you would breathe in by accident unless someone gives it to you. And then came the eerie connection. There was another hiker and another death, same substance, same trail type, and a mysterious man was seen as well, always in black cargo pants, always alone. He was once caught on a trail cam near Hannah's time of entry, sweating, watching, and holding a bottle just like hers. The desert didn't kill Hannah, but something or someone did who used the desert to hide. And who is this? A serial killer or someone who just simply wanted her gone? Share your views in the comments. The next trail encounter is different from the other ones we're going to hear today. You'll meet different hikers linked to one sinister point in the Appalachian Trail. The hiker, Ron Sanchez, was packing up frantic as the tall man with the machete encircled their tents. Ron stood between him and his other team members, hoping to calm the storm, but calm never came. Ron, an Iraq War veteran, wasn't just hiking for fun. The trail was his lifeline, his way back from the fog of PTSD. That night, he faced something far worse than combat. As the man lunged, blade flashing, Ron's resistance turned to a brutal sacrifice. 2 others ran into the woods. One of them, Kirby Morrill, tried to escape, but she was also chased down. With no energy left, she collapsed. The machete fell again and again on her until she played dead. Then she crawled away full of blood. The attacker's name was James Jordan. He was no ghost. Just a few weeks before, he had been arrested carrying knives, ranting on the same trail, but he was released. Now he was covered in blood again, crouched in the brush when police found him. Kirby survived over 40 wounds, but Ron did not. 10 months later, she finished the trail alone. But the horror didn't end there. In 2008, Scott Johnson and Sean Farmer were fishing in the same forest, and a stranger joined them, gaunt, twitchy, oddly well-dressed. That night, the man vanished from their firelight. Then came the gunshots. Sean was hit first, then Scott. Bleeding, the two crawled to their car, unaware the man tailing them was Randall Lee Smith, the same killer who buried 2 hikers in sleeping bags back in 1981. He had been released after 15 years, and now he is returned. But the forest held more than blood and echoes. Hidden among the trees was something darker, something the police would soon discover. And when they did, they weren't ready. Would you ever dare to go on a trail even knowing this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. June 9th, 2025. The owner of YouTube channel Paranormal Discovery set out to revisit one of the most unsettling locations in his career, a remote, mountainous forest known for cryptid encounters and haunted lore. The mission was simple: film an episode of his new Ghost Chef Session series, cooking alone in the heart of the wilderness, but what unfolded went far beyond the crackling of firewood and grilled steak. The trail led him and his dog deep into a zone ominously named Dogman Zone, a place remembered for disembodied growls and objects hurled from nowhere. They spent time cooking and doing some important work. But his dog began acting strangely, ears up, body very tense, staring down at the trail that they had just walked. Then came the first sound, a branch snapping from the weight of something heavy, but nothing was visible. Then came clicking sounds, like knuckles popping in the distance.
What the fuck? What is this? Yo, check this out. Hey, Key, look. Halika, look. Yo, these are all lined up.
A musky, wet animal smell filled the air, strong and sudden, and that's when they found it. A series of 8 sticks laid out in precisely a straight line. In cryptid folklore, such markings are believed to signal territory. In simple terms, these were the warning. And minutes later, the warning became action. An object crashed violently through the woods, landing near the fire.
Oh, shit. Okay, a branch snapped. Oh, I just heard that. Come on, Key. Come on, Key. Shit, man. Oh, she's out. She's out. I swear I just heard something behind me, bro. That was definitely a fucking branch snapping. Oh, shit. Oh, she's running too, man. Oh, Key, don't leave me behind. Oh, shit.
The dog barked, trembling. The YouTuber froze, and they couldn't help leaving the place. The sensation of being watched only intensified. Footsteps trailed just beyond the tree line. The clicks grew louder. No deep dive investigation was done on this. The focus turned to more so escaping, to reaching an open space. But as they neared the edge of the woods, another stick formation appeared, this time with 9 sticks. What do you think? Tell us in the comments below. April 25th, 2025. For 3 days, hiker Dara Ta and snake conversationalist Diaz had stepped into Snake Island, where venomous snakes outnumber humans 1,000,000 to 1. Their goal, to release endangered blood pythons into the heart of the island, ensuring their survival. But the journey spiraled into a gauntlet of risk and revelation.
A snake.
Oh, Dara.
You found one already?
Yeah. Reticulated python.
These are the guys that can grow up to like 13 meters?
Oh, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh god.
Oh, Dara, you move that way.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Look at that, guys. That is the face of just terrifying nightmares right there. You do not want to get bit by that. He's looking at the camera.
Woo! Diaz is going to try and catch it by the head so that it can't bite. And then I guess he's going to show me the power of these things. Yeah, okay, sick. Bro, okay, I'm
Here.
kind of scared.
Hold the hat.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Just hold the hat.
Man, I'm not happy about this.
Yeah, nice man. Let him rap on you.
No, holy crap. Okay, there's a bit of power there, all right.
This is insane. A reticulated python, and it's about to try and squeeze my arm. Look at my veins.
Oh my God, it's starting to squeeze now.
Yeah, squeeze.
Okay, yeah, he's squeezing right now.
You feel it, right?
He is squeezing. Look at my vein, is popping here. We gotta let this guy go, Diaz. Goodbye, fella.
Wow. Man.
From the start, the jungle felt deadly. The reticulated python nearly crushed a team member's arm. At night, serpents stalked their scent near camp. During a swamp crossing, an aquatic constrictor coiled around a leg, threatening to drag one of them under. Even the backup route, a forgotten swamp trail, offered no relief. Venomous tree snakes loomed overhead, barely visible in the filtered light.
I stepped in something. Watch out.
Is there something there?
Let me check.
Diaz, I'm like sinking right now.
Hold on.
No, I'm getting out. I'm getting.
Oh my God.
It's already wrapping around me. What do we do?
I'm trying.
Around your leg.
Diaz, it's actually properly constricting you now.
I can't get rid of it. I can't get rid of it.
God. You got it?
No, I don't have it. Matt, it's actually constricting it.
Okay, Matt, take it back.
Yeah, just throw it.
Can you help me on the legs, Tara?
As they pressed deeper, the group practiced night herping, searching for snakes in the dark with only flashlights, documenting each sighting, managing bites, and learning the language of fear.
Tiny little guy, tiny little snake right up here.
Yoink.
Honestly, this guy feels like a toy. He just feels like a little rubber thing, but has a little mind of its own, because it's actually real.
So is this one venomous?
Last time my friend got bit by this and I don't see him anymore.
Really?
Seriously?
Yeah, because he moved to another city.
Holy sh**. So it's not venomous, is it?
Not venomous. Give it to Matt.
All right, Matt, you ready?
Sure.
Like actually?
I'm gonna put it away though once it's gone. Oh, I dropped it!
Oh, they can swim.
Nice!
I actually caught it. That's kind of cool. Well done, Matt. That's your first time touching one. That's cool. See you later.
Nice.
Cool. We're seeing a snake.
Whoa! Let him bite you. Let him.
Why would I let him bite me?
Let him bite you. That's okay, man. There.
Oh my God! I got bit by my first snake.
And did it hurt?
No.
So why did you scream like a girl?
Because it bit me. Diaz has just pulled a.
The unspoken tension reached its peak when a surprise attack by a snake caused chaos on the boat. But the blood pythons had to reach the center. There was no turning back. Not only that, even monkeys attacked. The group relocated, rattled and exhausted, only to be forced to continue on foot into terrain ruled by kraits, pit vipers, and the elusive king cobra.
Actual terrain and habitat for a blood python is super important.
Super important. I have a specific spot, and over there, it's more food for them.
So I'm getting flashbacks of river right now. Anytime I see water, I get scared.
And then, guys, is that what I think it is?
Diaz has literally just found a king cobra. Okay, dude, come back, Diaz. I don't want you to like get hurt. Diaz.
Ooh, you guys hear that? Matt, give me that camera.
If we want to get footage of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check this out, guys.
Please be careful, man. Please be
Yeah,
careful.
just check this out. The largest venomous snake in the world. It's ready to attack.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Okay.
Almost, guys. I need to make this guy away from us right now.
Okay. All right. Get back.
Right.
Get the. Oh my God! Holy! Oh my God! Okay. Diaz. Oh my God.
Right, guys. We need to be careful.
Yeah. Yes.
Because we are far away from the health center.
Yeah. We're not getting bit. We're not getting bit.
Yeah. Matt, come closer.
Come closer.
I don't know about touching that guy.
Right.
I think I retract my bet.
Okay. So that's okay. If he chase you, I will catch him. Okay.
Okay. He's literally.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run. If he chases me, I'm running.
Guys.
You want me to distract it with my yellow coat or something?
Oh man, yeah.
Would that be helpful?
Let's do that.
Matt, can you take that? So I'm so scared.
Yeah, like that. That's good. That's okay. That's
Okay,
okay.
you got it. He got it.
Yeah.
He's holding it. He's literally holding it.
Matt?
Okay, Matt, get in a little
Matt?
closer. If you want to see it.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Diaz. This is literally one of the scariest, most insane things we've ever done. I am bricking my pants right now. He's holding it. If I touch it, you have to touch it.
What?
Oh my. Okay, what do you want me to? Nice, nice. I'm gonna touch it. Nah, I'm gonna touch it. I got the shot. I'm gonna touch it as well. Right, touch it.
Come on, Dara. Hold this. Come on, Matt. Come on. You too. Look, check out the size. It's crazy.
Oh my God. It is actually beautiful.
Yeah, man.
I feel so much better now that his mouth is closed.
I am.
Let's go. Let's go. King Cobra in the hands right now.
I'm shook, not gonna lie.
Yeah, my heart, man, I felt like I was about to die.
This is enough.
Right.
Enough snacks for today.
Dara, ready?
Oh my God.
Check that out, guys.
Oh my God.
It's beautiful.
Oh my God.
Right, Dara.
He's gone? That's
Yeah,
it?
It's gone. Yes.
Matt.
Dara, let's go.
Let's go.
While it's going there, let's go.
They made it, but barely. Honestly, it was a hell of a journey through a dangerous trail, don't you think? Tell me in the comments if you ever would dare to go hiking there. June 11th, 2025. This is another shocking encounter by the YouTuber Paranormal Discovery, who set out for what would become his most unsettling investigation yet. The plan was to explore the haunted Forbidden Island, which is a remote and forested coastal landscape whispered about in cryptid circles. By nightfall, the forest would become their proving ground and possibly their breaking point. The team, along with his dog, arrived just before high tide. They moved quickly to avoid getting trapped by the water, aiming for an inland trail they'd hiked before, but never in summer darkness. Meanwhile, malfunctions hit early. A backpack zipper failed, a jacket wouldn't zip, and an inflatable mattress was rendered useless. It was a bad omen, but they still pushed forward, hoping for signs of the unknown. His dog, though usually steady, acted off and was pacing, alert, and unwilling to sleep. Something in the woods had her on edge. They activated a spirit talker, which is a tool claimed to convert energy into readable words.
Things are coming out, you know? Body. Said body. So Angelo kind of mentioned that he found something saying that there was a missing camper or something along the lines of that. So that's really cool that it said body. Are you the missing camper? Are you with us? Why don't you tell us who you are, and I'll introduce myself. Okay, something just got weird. Somebody there?
Do you feel me?
Do you feel me? Damn. This is really, really weird.
He responded with a single chilling term: body. Locals had long rumored a missing camper in the area, so the device's message felt scarier than it really was. Instead of a tent, the team rigged a bushcraft-style shelter with a rugged AquaQuest Defender tarp. It wasn't fast to set up, and unfamiliarity made things worse, but once it was built, the open-faced tarp stood firm, just in time for things to shift.
Off this way and then down into that way. Okay, I'm going back. I feel like this old kind of lady ghost is kind of, I don't know if it's indigenous, but I'm getting this, I can't get that visual of an old lady out of my head. I don't know where it's coming from. Old lady with like a brown leatherish native. Literally. I think we're dealing with an indigenous, a residual indigenous spirit. Okay. Was that?
Meanwhile, movement flickered off of a cliff's edge, a shadow, fast and heavy. A porcupine burst out silently, nearly undetected. Then came a deep growl from near the water. The team had no idea what was about to answer. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. March 24th, 2025. A woman was found crumpled on the edge of a cliff, her skull fractured, her body soaked in blood, but she was still breathing. The rescuers couldn't believe that she had survived. Just hours earlier, she stood at Pali Lookout, surrounded by stunning views and trade winds, hiking beside the man that she'd married. Now she was being airlifted in critical condition, having named that same man, her husband, as her attacker. Dr. Gerard Koenig had built a quiet life in Maui with his wife and 2 children. A respected anesthesiologist from Pennsylvania, he was known to his coworkers as calm and composed. No one saw the storm brewing beneath. But something had changed. Friends noticed his growing obsession, his paranoia. He accused his wife of betrayal, claims that were never proven, but which festered in his mind until reality blurred. That morning, March 24th, 2025, they hiked up to Pali Lookout, a place both scenic and treacherous. It wasn't just a stroll. The cliffs there drop hundreds of feet straight down, like nature's own trap door. Somewhere off the main path, hidden from view, Koenig allegedly made his move. First, he tried to push her off, and when that failed, he turned brutal. He picked up rocks and struck her again and again until she stopped moving. But she didn't die. She regained consciousness just long enough for her to be found. And she told police everything, the fall, the blows, and a chilling detail that he'd tried to inject her with something before it all began. That night, Koenig was seen walking alone the Pali Highway. When police approached, he ran, but not far. He was arrested and charged with attempted murder, locked behind a $5 million bond. Now, as his wife clings to life in silence, investigators are unraveling a terrifying question. What exactly did he try to inject into her veins? And why did he choose that moment to strike? We'd love to know what you think. The steak was just starting to cook over the fire, and for a brief moment, everything felt calm. But then came a loud crack from deep inside the woods. It was not the sound of a falling branch. It was not an animal running. It was something else that felt too close. The camper had returned to this forest for a reason. Last time something strange happened. A large rock had been thrown towards him and his friend Chelsea. They had also heard odd clicking sounds and distant barking from no visible source. This time, he came alone. No backpack, just a small cart with food, a grill, and camping gear. And with him was his dog, always by his side. Instead of going down the same path, he took a new trail, deeper into the woods. He called it the Dogman Zone, a name that came from the legends and strange events tied to the place. The trail was difficult. Sharp rocks made it really hard to move quietly. The cart made too much noise. Still, he kept walking. He wanted to find out what was really there. Soon, a heavy, sweaty smell filled the space. It smelled like a wild animal, but there was no animals in sight. Then his dog Key stopped. She stared into the trees and would not move. Moments later, something snapped a branch behind them. The camper turned, but still nothing was there. He felt watched. He found a small open space near a footbridge called Crab Bridge. There, he built a fire and started cooking. This time, he tried something new, a fun idea to make a video series where he cooked meals in haunted forests without worrying too much about the strange things around him. But the forest would not stay quiet. His dog kept growling and watching the trail that they had just walked in from. She refused to relax. The sounds continued. Branches broke. The smell grew stronger. A shadow moved quickly between the trees. It was too fast and too large for a deer. Then something hit the bushes again. It had been thrown. This time, harder than before. He stood still, his heart racing. Something was out there, something watching, maybe even following. And as the fire crackled louder, it became clear. The forest was not done with him yet. But what really followed him? Any guesses? Tell us in the comments below. A low, guttural growl echoed through the trees, deep, close, and unlike anything they'd ever heard. Not a bear, Not a coyote, something else. The hikers froze. Every sound in the forest stopped. Their eyes scanned the thick undergrowth, but nothing moved.
There is kind of a swampy, large lake over here, and this is a remote campsite right here. On the map, it says that you're allowed to camp here, and there is a camping symbol that says camp here. So we will be able to come here with the van, now that I know where this is, back in here, get a fire going and camp. Right across from this. That'll be very cool. Wonder what kind of noises you'd hear here at night. It's just an environmental conservation road. The DEC.
Just that lingering hum of something watching. They weren't even a mile from their car. Miles away in New York, in the thick of Broken Straw State Forest, the terrain told a far more demanding story. The All Trails app marked the path as manageable and a 1.8-mile loop. In reality, it dragged them through nearly 6 miles of overgrown, heat-choked woodland, and that was only halfway through. They'd passed rotted bridges, dried streams, and thorny underbrush thick with skunk cabbage and berry bushes. These berries, sweet magnets for black bears, added an invisible tension to every step. Bear Lake wasn't far, and the area was known for its high bear population. It was quiet, almost too quiet. No hikers, no voices, just a lone boot print and a hat dangling from a branch like a forgotten warning. Temperatures soared near 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Their dog panted between water breaks, lapping from a collapsible bowl. Mosquitoes clung to their arms like wet cloth. The trail was brutal, not just physically, but mentally as well. App data had failed them. But what should have been a short loop was an 18-mile backcountry haul weaving through 2 forests with no trail markers and no end in sight. But none of it compared to that final growl, a sound too real to forget, yet too strange to understand.
Something's growling. You guys, there's something growling at us. Get the dog picked up. There's something as we're making our way back to the car. Something is growling at us. Did you hear that? Not joking, you guys. It is a deep growl. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. What do you suppose that was? Holy shit. I've got the can in my hand right now. That was a deep growl, wasn't it? We both stopped and it was just going growling at us. That was definitely a creature, you guys. It was growling at us. She heard it. Got a witness. She heard it herself. Something was definitely growling at us, you guys. No joke. I am not joking. This is not being funny for a YouTube video and for ratings. That was a true blue frickin' something was growling at us in the woods. And it was not a bear. It was a deep growl. I have never ever heard that in the woods before.
And what if they hadn't turned back when they did? What else was hiding out there, waiting deeper in the trees? Any thoughts? The comments section is open for you. It was just gone. One moment, a quiet man in a white shirt stood ahead of them on the trail. The next, he was a memory that they couldn't shake, and a mystery they never expected to unravel. In the scenic landscape of Whitefish, Montana, where summer trails wind like lazy rivers and the scent of pine clings to the air, hiker Taryn set out for a simple mountain biking ride with her group. They passed a woman walking alone with her dog, which is a normal sight. Then, deeper in the forest, came the encounter that stuck with them. A man in a white shirt and glasses walked ahead, unresponsive despite their calls and the sound of tires crunching gravel. No flinch, not even a glance back. They even joked about it and brushed it off as weird. But on the return, everything changed. Near the trailhead, the same woman they'd passed earlier stood alone, no dog, and visibly shaken. Her husband, she explained, had dementia, No phone, and he'd wandered off with the dog and hadn't returned. He wore a white shirt and glasses. This time, heart racing, Taryn and her group sprang into action. On bikes, they scanned the wooded trails, cutting through switchbacks and brush, retracing their path. Minutes stretched long and felt like hours. Each corner held hope, and also disappointment. Then, back at the lot, he was there again, standing still, dog at his side, dazed, like nothing had happened. They called his wife. She had emerged at another trailhead nearly about a half an hour away. When she finally saw him, her face collapsed in relief. She thanked them with tears in her voice and a soft suggestion: hike Iceberg Lake someday. It meant something to her. But one question remained. How close were they to riding past and never looking back? Tell us in the comments below. And for more thrills to continue, just click on this next video and keep watching.
A really weird noise coming from
What the hell is that noise?
Kid-sized backpack.
Yo!
The forest can be a peaceful place until it isn't. Hidden among the trees, far away from city noise, people often stumble into moments they can't fully explain. Moments that leave them questioning what's really out there. Today's compilation brings together some of the most unsettling encounters ever captured by people who were simply hiking, exploring, hunting, or filming their daily adventures. Number 1. Gunshots in the backwoods. The hunting public is a channel built around slow mornings in tree stands, long hikes through brush, and the quiet patience that comes with tracking wildlife. Their content is usually peaceful, like hunters whispering and leaves drifting. Their cameras catch the calm rhythm of the woods. In this particular episode from September 25th, 2022, nothing suggested anything different. No animals are harmed in this story, but something far more disturbing unfolded in the trees that day.
Kind of looks like a fly or something in there.
Good for him.
He's gone.
Little friend.
Just out here living, you know?
Livin. Just kidding. The older you do get, people are going to try to tell you what to do. You just got to keep living, man.
Livin.
Yep, Wooderson said that.
Nick and Ted set out early before sunrise, hoping to beat the crowds and settle into a silent spot. They reached their chosen ridge, waited for hours, and saw nothing. So later that afternoon, they decided to move deeper into a remote area. They hiked nearly 1.5 miles into the woods. They followed a ridge that showed clear signs of deer activity. There were fresh scrapes and bare earth, and that is exactly what they were looking for.
So me and Dad are set up. We ended up getting almost 1.5 miles back in here. We're walking this ridge top like we were talking about. It ended up being 3 super fresh scrapes. I mean, they're just like completely pawed down. No leaves sitting on them or nothing. So we jumped up in a tree. Pretty dang high up in a tree. Yeah, real high. And we're actually like directly above one of the scrapes.
They climbed high into a tree directly above one of the scrapes and began their afternoon sit. They were expecting a slow, uneventful evening in the backcountry. What they got instead was a moment that neither of them would ever forget. The woods were calm at first, with birds chirping and sun filtering through the branches. Then, without warning, a man's scream echoed through that stillness. It was raw, emotional, and close enough. They both just froze. At first, it sounded like someone venting their anger, maybe shouting at a friend, or maybe yelling into the trees out of frustration. Hunters hear strange outbursts from time to time. It was not unheard of, but this was different. The screaming escalated with time. It was full of rage where words twisted by emotion. Then a gunshot cracked through the trees. It was sharp and sudden, followed by silence so heavy it felt so unnatural.
There ain't nothing out here.
Moments later, another burst of noise erupted. It was like gravel spinning and tires skidding. It was like something slamming against something else. Just like that, the chaos rolled through the woods and bounced across the ridge where Nick and Ted were finding some good time. Before they had time to process the sounds, another shot blasted through the trees. This one was louder and deeper, like a distinct echo of a rifle. The pattern didn't feel like target practice. It didn't feel like hunting. It didn't feel like anything safe or controlled. Both of them sat near the tree, listening to something unfold that felt almost unreal. The yelling continued, each word carrying the sharp edge of an argument and the weight of emotions. That rage didn't fade. Instead, it grew, turning into what could only be described as insane screams. Not just anger, not just frustration, but something darker. Between each scream came more gunshots. Not one or two, dozens of them.
That last gunshot, it sounded like a truck revving up or something, like in gravel, throwing gravel or something. And then that gunshot was like, that one sounded like a rifle. That last one, the other one sounded like a handgun. That last one, like, you could make out a few things they were saying. It wasn't good. Things we won't repeat on here. But it was like blood-curdling screaming. I've never witnessed anybody screaming like that. Something not good's going on.
They were rapid and unpredictable, some echoing like handguns and others powerful enough to shake the branches around them. Then, as suddenly as it started, the forest fell silent. No leaves were rustling. There were no footsteps. Just an empty, unnatural silence started to surround them. Nick and Ted stayed frozen, processing the fact that whatever had just happened was close enough that if they had chosen a slightly different path, they might have witnessed it with their own eyes, and maybe been caught in the middle of it. They didn't wait around to find out. They climbed down, packed up, and made their way out of the woods as fast as their legs could move. They carried a heavy mix of fear and disbelief on the way back. By the time they reached cell service, the shock was still lingering in their mind.
Imagine if we would have ended up warping them on it. How close we would be to that. We might have been able to see it. That's terrifying. That is wicked. Well, hopefully nobody got shot, but sure sounded like somebody did. Sounds like somebody might have got killed over there.
They contacted the local authorities and reported everything. They talked about the screams, the number of shots, the sudden engine noises, the chilling silence that followed. They even provided map pins showing exactly where they were and where the sounds seemed to originate. It was the kind of report that could be anything from a confrontation gone wrong to a tragic accident to something even worse.
I've heard some stuff that I feel needs to be reported to the police department. I was hunting, me and a buddy were hunting, and at about 6:45, we heard gunshots, which is not uncommon, but then for 30 minutes straight or so, there was lots of screaming and just people, obscenities, and it sounded like something really bad was going on over there, and there was 20 or more gunshots ended up happening. And then I could hear vehicles taking off and coming to a halt, and we didn't know what to do, and we had no service, so we're trying to report and see if anything had been reported about there. I have pins dropped on a map about how far we were from where we think this was occurring.
Days passed and they waited to hear if police had found anything, a body or shell casings, maybe a vehicle, or at least some evidence of a fight. But the updates never came. Number 2. The Silent Watcher of Sutterfell. Black Crag, known for his calm and beautifully shot hiking videos. He has always been drawn to remote landscapes, places untouched, quiet, and far removed from the rest of the world. His channel captures these peaceful escapes, and viewers are fans for his soothing walks in those scenic views, and the simple joy of watching him and his loyal dog Finn explore the wild. But on this particular trip to Sutterfell in the Lake District, the beauty he expected turned into something far more chilling.
The year is 1735, and a local man spies what he believes to be a gigantic army marching across the ridge of a nearby hill. This procession goes on most of the night, and the following morning he goes up to the hill and finds absolutely no trace of an army whatsoever. No footprints, no hoofprints. 2 years later, on Midsummer's Eve, several other people see exactly the same thing, a gigantic army marching across the ridge. They then proceed to tell other locals about what they saw that night, and nobody believes them. Fast forward 10 years to 1745, and 26 people witness an enormous army marching across the ridge of this same hill. And again, this went on all night, and the ranks were 5 men deep. And these 26 people that witnessed this army marching along the ridge of Sutterfell were deemed sober and respected. Today is Midsummer's Eve, and this is Sutterfell. It's also our room for the night.
Sutterfell itself carries a strange history. It is a place with centuries-old legends. That includes one of the most bizarre stories ever recorded in the region. It is the sighting of an enormous phantom army marching along the ridge. It was Midsummer's Eve when Black Crag returned to Sutterfell, hoping to capture something unusual on camera. Even if he was not a full believer in ghostly armies, he had enough curiosity to spend the night on the ridge where so many before him claimed to witness the impossible. Maybe it was just his urge to prove them wrong. He set up his tent, settled in with Finn, and enjoyed the early evening. Wind was rolling across the hillside, with warm light fading behind the surrounding peaks. There was this quiet solitude that makes wild camping so therapeutic for him. After some time relaxing, he decided to walk along the ridge as darkness slowly closed in around the hills. He spoke about his skepticism, admitting he believed in strange events to some extent, but not necessarily in ghosts. Even then, he remained open-minded, and he knew that old stories had persisted for a reason.
Now, I have to confess that I am not a massive believer of ghosts. I mean, part of me does believe in the supernatural to some extent, or certainly unexplained things that can happen. I've had a few weird things happen in my life that to this day I still can't explain. But ghosts, I don't know. All right, it's 8:30 and I thought I'd have a little wander along the hill ridge line. There's the tent there. Obviously a little cairn as well. So the sun, yeah, it's not far off the dropping behind that hill now, and it has dropped a little bit in temperature. This coat is a little bit overkill. Why are you attacking me? You're supposed to be attacking a ghost army or something.
As the sun went down behind the hills, temperatures started to drop sharply. Slowly, the ridge emptied into shadow. Black Crag kept moving, scanning the hillside for anything out of place, like any formation or any sign of movement. But the ridge was silent, with no shapes appearing against the sky. There were no lines of figures, just the usual night sounds carried on the wind. After nearly an hour of exploring and seeing nothing, he switched his camera into night vision. The world around him shifted into eerie green tones. It sharpened the grass and stones, but kept everything else as silhouettes. Finn was accompanying him everywhere. The hillside felt empty for both of them, as if the legends were nothing more than folklore carried through generations.
"10:20, still no sign, nothing." And it's getting quite dark now.
Moon's up. We can't see it. We can't even see me. The moon's up. One of the planets is up. I don't know what that is. It might be Venus, perhaps. I've switched to night vision mode. Got the infrared on, and I probably look very, very strange, but I can't see anything now. It's kind of weird looking, probably in this. There's still quite a bit of light in the sky there, but in terms of on the ground, it's very dark. You can see Finn though. Yeah, so...
Eventually, he turned back toward his tent. At first, it looked exactly as he had left it, small, still and lit by the glow of the moon. Then, only a few steps closer, a shape stood beside it. It was tall, still, and motionless. For a split second, it resembled a man, like a figure that should not have been there. Black Crag just froze. Every instinct in his body reacted at once. His skin spiked and the hair on his arms lifted. His chest tightened with the sudden rush of adrenaline.
I've not seen anything. I've not seen a single, not even a single soldier. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that's okay. I think I'm going to head back to the tent now and settle down, get a little bit of kip, hopefully not get woken up in the night. I think it's going to be a very early start in the morning because it's going to get very light soon. Oh, not long at all. What the hell? There's a bloke stood next to my tent. That has absolutely scared the out of me. I'm not kidding you. I was walking down there, coming back towards the tent, talking to you guys. I'm telling you right now, there was somebody stood right here. Oh, I'm not kidding you, the hairs on my arms are stood up. My skin is crawling. Right there. Finn's just oblivious to me. Man, there's no way I'm staying here tonight.
The shape stood exactly where he was planning to sleep. It positioned too naturally, too upright, too human to be mistaken for shadows. It was as if someone had been silently waiting in the darkness for his return. He steadied his camera, turned toward the tent, and continued walking, only to arrive at an empty camp. There was no movement in the grass and no footprints, nothing out of place. Finn, staying close, didn't react at all, but Black Crag's body remained tense, shaken by what he believed he had seen. Rational explanations were not going well with instinct.
We're in the tent. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the hell I saw then. I don't know whether I saw. Maybe it might have been my imagination now. Honestly, I don't know. But flipping heck, that really spooked me. Really, really spooked me. We're just gonna try and get a bit of kip and see how we get on. Finn's down.
Number 3. The 7-year silence beneath the water. On January 4th, 2024, a mystery that haunted Sumter, South Carolina for 7 long years finally came to an end. It was the case of Tommy Briley, a man who vanished in 2017 after leaving Brewer's Bar and Grill along with his silver BMW 325i. His disappearance puzzled investigators, devastated his family, and left the community suspended in uncertainty and fear. Adam is a YouTuber known for his relentless search efforts, using diving and underwater technology to recover lost objects, vehicles, and missing persons. Over the years, he has helped solve dozens of cases across the country. Tommy's disappearance lingered in his mind as one of the most challenging ones. The fact that both man and car vanished without leaving a trace strongly suggested a waterway incident. Maybe a crash, a slip, or something no one ever witnessed.
For Tommy, because he just basically vanished after leaving a Brewer's Bar and Grill in downtown Sumter, which has since closed by now. They had a lot of issues there, apparently fighting, and I've heard a lot of rumors about this bar. But he was out with his coworkers, having a good time. He left at like 2 a.m., vanished. He only had like a 15-minute drive back to his house, but neither him or his car has been seen since. So me and Jason, we've been checking so many places over the past few years for Tommy. Just all the signs to us point, you know, when a car goes missing, you're in the woods or the water somewhere. There's a lot of woods, but by this time usually hunters or somebody would have seen him if it was obvious. There's not a ton of water, there's a lot of little spots, and we're just, you know, continuing to search. And you've been out here the past few days looking, right?
Yeah, I was here Saturday. It looks like it could be a car. I mean, it's a car-shaped object out towards this way. I don't know if they come around that curve here.
The location seemed insignificant at first glance because it had shallow edges, thick mud, and overgrowth lining the banks. But something about the angle of the road stuck with him. A fast turn, a late hour, and one moment of carelessness could send a car straight off the bend and into the dark water below. This time, equipped with refined sonar equipment, Jason detected a car-shaped mass beneath the surface. He immediately called Adam. When Adam arrived, he launched his underwater drone into the water, its camera cutting through the deep depths until the shape slowly came into view.
I have my drone in the water. Got it set up on the app so you can see on the screen. We're gonna send her down and see what this object is. Let's go down. That's a car. I think so, dude. Wait a second. Sure as hell looks like one to me. It looks silver too. Dude. No way. It's gotta be him. A silver car right down. This is the first place you checked?
This is the first place I checked, but all I had was a freaking radio speaker magnet to check right over there.
We didn't even, I mean, it's so small we couldn't even run the sonar boat.
Right.
I just threw the magnet in and it's stuck right away. We don't know yet.
Yeah, let's...
But we have a silver vehicle right now. Window slightly cracked down.
This is not a spot somebody would dump something either. Somebody was moving fast to get over there.
Does that look like the right?
I don't know, I can't tell.
Is it a four-door?
That looks like a four-door.
Yeah,
his car is a four-door though, wasn't it? The window's down, right? That's the driver's side window.
I mean, for this to get here though.
What emerged from the sediment was unmistakable. It was a vehicle, silver in color, partially sunken into the mud, with its windows slightly open. The position didn't resemble a dumped car. Instead, it looked like a vehicle that had left the road at high speed and plunged directly into the water. The front grille was partially buried, matching the frame of a BMW. Every detail pointed toward the possibility that the 7-year mystery was lying right there. There was only a short distance from the road Tommy should have taken home. The discovery was chilling. This was the first location Adam had checked years earlier, but with only a simple magnet at the time, he couldn't confirm anything. The waterway was too tight for a sonar boat back then, too murky for diving without evidence. The car had been hidden just out of reach and just out of sight. But now, as the drone found the sunken vehicle, the truth was undeniable. The authorities were contacted immediately, and the next day, divers and recovery teams arrived and carefully lifted the vehicle from the water. Mud poured from the windows as the silver frame broke the surface for the first time in 7 years. Inside, investigators discovered human remains that were later confirmed to belong to Tommy Briley.
You're not going to be able to tell anything. There's usually a logo right there at the top where the two grill pieces come together.
That's it. That's this BMW.
We found Tommy. I bet. That's got to be Tommy. That's got to be Tommy.
Dude. This case.
This is exactly where I want. The first place I looked was right here, but like I said, All I had was an old rinky-dink magnet to throw in right here. Who knew he was going to make it all the way over here?
We probably checked every pond in Sumter.
Sure.
Every body of water, every boat ramp.
You want to dive?
This is the path home, right?
Yeah, this is his path home.
Curve.
That curve right there, either going too fast. He had to have been going too fast to wind up all the way over here.
Okay, well, let me try it. I don't want to say 100%. We know it's a silver BMW. Let me try to find a tag.
The case was finally solved. After nearly a decade of uncertainty, the Briley family received the closure they desperately needed. The community, too, found relief in understanding that Tommy had not vanished mysteriously or met with some darkness in the shadows of the night. He had simply lost control on a dangerous curve and slipped into the water, and nobody noticed it. Adam and Jason's persistence had changed everything. Their determination transformed a cold case into a solved one that brought peace to a family who had waited far too long for answers. Adam continues to search for others still missing, driven by the belief that every person deserves to be found and every family deserves closure. And in a world where so many cases go forgotten, his work remains a powerful reminder that even after years of silence, the truth can still rise from the depths. Number 4. The discovery at the overgrown ruins. Luca had explored enough abandoned places across Brazil to know when a location felt wrong. He and his friend had wandered through decaying farmhouses, abandoned factories, and forgotten estates swallowed by vines and humidity. Some places felt heavy while others were too quiet, but none had ever prepared them for what they would discover on that afternoon. Their target was an old, decaying property sitting on the edge of a forest. It was a place that once served some unknown purpose. It was nearly consumed by plants, as if nature had spent years trying to erase it from memory. Locals barely spoke about it now, and those who did usually never talk about its darker side. Luca, of course, saw that as an invitation. The moment they stepped out of the car, vines welcomed them. The walls were hidden behind layers of green, and the pathways were so overgrown. It was atmospheric, certainly, but nothing out of the ordinary for an urban explorer. But that sense of calm ended the moment they attempted to exit through another route on the far side of the building. Near the outer walls, the vegetation grew even thicker. They had to push aside layers of vines and branches just to make progress, and the ground beneath them felt uneven. As they approached an opening where the outside light was passing through, something on the ground caught their attention. At first, it seemed like a mound of debris with branches, old fabric, maybe part of the collapsed wall. There was a plastic tarp partially draped across the entrance. Few items like worn clothing, a torn bag were scattered on the floor. Those were the things that suggested someone had once occupied the area. But something about it felt off. They froze. Explorers know when debris is just debris. This was not that. A moment of disbelief passed between them. The world seemed to go quiet, and they couldn't hear any sound except their own breathing. Even without uncovering anything further, they knew what they had found. The tarp's position and the belongings surrounding it suggested someone had once taken shelter inside the abandoned building. But the stillness, the state of the items, and the overall condition of the debris left no doubt that whoever had been there had died long before Luca and his friend arrived. There was no question about what they had to do. They backed away and went back somewhere safe to avoid disturbing anything. Once outside, they immediately contacted the police and reported what they had discovered. Their voices were still unsteady, and the shock of the moment lingering in every word. Drop your theories, your thoughts, and even your own stories in the comments. And if you love exploring the strange and unexplained, check out the other compilations waiting for you. Encounters, disappearances, trail cam mysteries, all of it is lined up and ready. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below if you've ever witnessed anything you still can't explain.
Get away! I'm toast. Okay, oh, they're coming. Leave me alone!
Whoa! Here are the creepiest camping and forest encounters ever filmed. Real moments and real fear. The kind of footage that sticks to you and makes you think twice before stepping into the dark. Number 1, the screaming wood shadow. In the dead of night, deep inside England's infamous Daring Woods, one man walked straight into a place most people refuse to visit even during the day. Locals call it the Screaming Woods for a reason. Reports of shadow figures, unexplained deaths, and voices that travel between the trees have kept this forest as a nightmare for generations. But on October 22, 2022, a solo explorer captured something that pushed the legend even further. The investigator from Journeyman's Paranormal Investigations arrived around 2 a.m. He has only a camera, an EMF meter, and a spirit box. His plan was simple: walk in, call out, and record anything unusual. But within minutes, the woods made it clear this would not be a normal investigation. The air felt heavy, and the silence felt wrong. Before he even set up his gear, footsteps started to break through that silence.
Please come forward to me if you would and show me yourself. Can you approach the box in my hand? Please come forward if you would. Come and show me your presence. Certainly a freaky place. Movement over there. Who's there, please?
He called out, expecting maybe an animal. His EMF meter went off in his pocket, flashing for reasons he couldn't explain. The deeper he moved into the trees, the stranger things became. His spirit box spat out words fast, sharp, and unsettling. Words like shadow, cursed, and she was killed. The kind of responses that make you rethink staying another second. Trying to trace the earlier footsteps, he followed a narrow path eaten by darkness. Even beneath the ground, he heard something else.
Spirit talker at working. So I thought what we do, if we have a look down this pathway, because this is the area where I heard the footsteps. So let's take a little walk down here and just see if anything wants to come forward and maybe show themselves to us or talk to us in some way. Certainly even with the rain, I can hear the rain on the canopy of the trees.
It was like some soft shuffling and distant movement, whispered sounds that didn't belong. Then his night vision camera caught it. A figure that is dark, solid, and standing between the trees. Not a blur or a trick of the camera. It was a shadow person watching him from the tree line. The moment he shifted the camera, it vanished. His voice shook as he tried to calm himself. He talked about documented deaths in the area, whole groups found dead without clear explanation.
Please come, I'm sure there was a shadow figure down there then. Please let me know if you see anything. I'll have a look during editing. There seems to be something there. There's a person there. Is it my eyes? Can you see it? Who are you? Who are you, please? Can you see that?
The spirit box then mentioned names. Florence, Amelia, and described images like a dress, almost as if spirits were trying to paint a picture for him. He scanned the woods and froze again. There was another figure, or maybe the same one, standing completely still in the distance. He questioned his own eyes. He zoomed in, and it was there, then gone again. More footsteps, more movement, and then the EMF meter was going wild. And then the screaming started. Not loud at first, faint, almost like someone crying far away, but it grew clearer, sharper, like pain echoing through the forest.
Because I've got my torch in one hand, the camcorder in the other, I've just got no availability to show it at the moment.
Florence.
Florence, can you hear that? Certainly some strange noises going on in these woods. Something there then. Not sure if you see that. That was a figure. Bear with me.
I'm just going to zoom in a little. No. Cross. What cross, please? More footsteps. There we go, I've got to turn the light on. That was walking.
He wasn't joking anymore. His voice shook when he asked why. Why that word and why now? Whispers circled him while the EMF spiked so high, like nearly maxing out. Something moved nearby and something walked. He was sure that something was watching him. By the time he made it back to the main path, he looked drained, not just scared. Drained like something had followed him, pulling at him, watching him, draining his energy with every step. It was not until he reviewed the footage later that the chilling truth hit him. The shadow figure had not appeared once, not twice, but multiple times, standing still, waiting, fading in and out of view far too clearly to be imagined. The Screaming Woods earned its name long before this visit, but this footage added something new. Proof that the shadows people speak of are more than stories. But the question still remains. What walked with him that night? Was it a spirit tied to the forest or a shadow figure? Or something older than the legends themselves?
What the hell was that? The EMF's going like there's no tomorrow. Oh, that was freaky. Did you just say Jesus? What the hell? It just said Jesus. Why are you saying Jesus? Why are you saying Jesus, please? Let's go and get my torch. There's something down there and it's freaking me out. Okay.
Number 2. The midnight footsteps outside Owen's tent. This next encounter comes from an 18-year-old YouTuber named Owen, better known by his channel Exploring with Owen. He had only recently started pushing into the world of haunted places and late-night explorations. Most of his content was filmed with friends nearby, the type of group that jokes around to keep the fear from getting too real. He started the video inside his room while packing his gear. He stuffed his clothes into one bag, an air mattress and a lantern packed into another, with a power bank charging beside him. He pointed the camera at everything as if checking the list twice would keep the night calm. His tone was excited, but there was tension underneath. He admitted it. This would be his first true night alone in the woods.
Off with all my stuff, but I was walking just barely with my stuff and I heard a giant crash over there, over in that direction. It literally sounded like a tree falling over. I don't know what that was. I just really hope there's not people in this forest, because that actually scared me so bad. Into the woods we go.
The moment the car dropped him off at the trailhead, the mood shifted. Not even a minute had passed before the forest delivered its first warning. A huge crash sound came through the trees, not a stick breaking under a boot or an animal walking through brush. This was loud enough to shake the ground. Owen froze and whispered that it sounded like a full tree falling somewhere off the path. You could hear the fear edge into his voice. He said he hoped it was not people. He said he hoped this wouldn't turn into a scary video. Both were signs he already sensed the night would not go the way he planned. Still, he pushed deeper into the woods, hiking for about 30 minutes before finding a place to settle down. He set up his tent and crawled inside, giving viewers a quick tour of his setup. Even then, his nerves were tense. The forest was already too quiet for comfort. The cold only made everything sharper and harder to ignore.
Now guys, I'm probably going to inflate my air mattress and set up my bed. I just hear sticks now. I'm not even kidding. That way. I'm hoping that's just the wind. I literally think I just heard a gunshot. I don't know if that picked up on camera. I hope it did. Bro, I don't want this to be a scary video. It's just supposed to be a solo camping. Anyways, what I was gonna say is that once I lay down and my weight disperses, it's just fine. But I'd like to mention, this is literally my first time tenting in the woods, and I'm also alone. The only time I've ever been tenting is like outside of my house, and it's been with friends. So this is really new to me, and I'm kind of nervous, I'm not gonna lie.
He tried to brush it off, telling himself it might just be the wind. A second later, another sharp sound cut through the air. This one was louder. He whispered that it sounded like a gunshot in the distance. The camera didn't catch the sound, but his reaction made it clear something serious echoed through those trees. For a while, he tried to calm himself. He ate dinner, watched videos. He tried to act like nothing unusual was happening. When he finally put the camera away to sleep, he had no idea the real nightmare was coming. Around 2 a.m., he shot awake to the sound of footsteps right outside the tent. They were heavy ones, then slow ones. Not someone rushing past or an animal sniffing around. These sounded like a person walking in a circle, looping each time, and the crunch of frozen leaves under each step made the moment even worse. He whispered into the camera that it sounded like it was coming from just a few feet away. His breath shook while his flashlight shook. Every instinct told him to stay inside, but curiosity forced him to unzip the tent and take a look.
Probably gonna just chill out, maybe watch some YouTube videos and then go to bed. So I'm probably gonna put the camera away, but I'll see you guys in the morning. Guys, I just woke up. It's like 2 a.m. and I just heard footsteps outside of the tent. Literally woke me up, it was so loud. They went away though. I don't know, I feel like I kind of want to go out and check, but I'm kind of scared too. I think we're gonna go out and check. I might just walk around and look at.
He stepped out into the cold air and swept his light across the clearing. There was nothing. There was no shape in the trees, no rustling, and no eyes reflecting back at him. It was just silence. The kind of silence that feels staged, as if something is hiding and holding its breath. Trying to convince himself it was all in his head, he crawled back into the tent. Not even 30 seconds passed before the footsteps returned. This time they were even louder, and the camera captured every step. Crunch after crunch, slow and deliberate. Something was circling him again. Owen called out a shaky, "Hello." No response and not even a rustle. It felt intentional, like whoever or whatever was out there wanted him to know it was close but refused to show itself.
Hello? I'm shaking so bad. Look at my hand. Look at my hand. Am I still recording?
His hand shook so badly he pointed it at the camera to prove he was not exaggerating. He whispered that the footsteps sounded human, not four-legged, not a creature, a person, or at least something that walked like one. That was the moment he broke. He said he was done. He packed up his gear in a rush. Flashlight jumping all over the inside of the tent. Whatever was outside never stepped into view, but it didn't need to. It had already done its job. It waited, it circled, and it watched. And it left him with a question more terrifying than anything he could film. Number 3, the red eyes in the trees near the old church. Claire is a solo camper and single mom who usually fills her channel with peaceful trail walks and quiet evenings by the fire. Her videos are calm and warm, the kind you play in the background when you want to relax. But for Halloween, she decided to do something different, something darker.
Try something a bit different today, so I'm going to be camping at a creepy church with a history of satanic ritual, witchcraft. So yeah, this is Wild Bear, coming to you from Clop Hill. Woo!
Her plan was simple but bold. Camp near an old church known for unsettling stories of satanic rituals, disturbed graves, and a brutal murder on the nearby A6 road. The church itself had been locked down for years, sealed off with alarms and cameras because of trespassers and the strange activity surrounding it. She opened the video with a nervous laugh.
Apart from some odd noises, I can't report of anything so far. While we're on the subject of weird stuff, there is a controversial video of what is claimed to be a ghost in St Mary's Church, taken in 2016, and it shows a black hooded figure walking past the door of the church. So if you Google Clop Hill Church monk ghost, I'm sure that will come up. And it's a really creepy video actually, but you know, that could quite easily have been staged. So, but for you guys that like the ghost stuff, have a look at that. So that's quite fun.
So today I'm trying something a bit different. I'm camping near a creepy church with a history of satanic rituals and witchcraft. Over the years, people have dug up bones here. There's been strange sightings, and the A6 murder happened just down the road. The shift in tone was immediate. This was not her usual peaceful escape into nature. This was something else. Since the church grounds were off limits, Claire set up her tent in the nearby woods. Far enough to avoid cameras, close enough to feel the weight of the place. The clearing looked quiet, even cozy, and she told her viewers she didn't think anyone would bother her out there. She joked about it possibly being staged, but the tension in her voice gave her away. When night finally took over, she crawled into her bivy bag. She pointed her camera at the moon and wished her viewers good night. It should have been an ordinary moment, quiet, calm, and the kind she was used to. Instead, the woods answered with something else.
Okay. I've lost my bed. How have I lost my bed? Getting into a bivy bag is always such a graceful thing. It's so clunky. There's the moon. It's so pretty. Good night, Wawas. See you in the morning.
A sudden noise made her freeze. At first, she tried to ignore it, brushing it off as odd noises that come with any forest. But then she caught something on camera. 2 glowing red eyes staring at her from the trees. She whispered sharply, "You see the red eyes over there?" Her voice shook. She tried to pull herself back to logic, saying it must be deer reflecting her headlamp, but even she didn't sound convinced. Because it was red and not white, it was staring and motionless. She kept talking, almost as if speaking would keep the fear from getting bigger. "I'm just going to assume they're deer eyes. If I had the white light on, they'd be white. It's only red because of the headlamp." But the camera stayed on the glowing points in the dark. They didn't blink. They didn't move. They just watched her. Number 4, the whispers outside Sam's tent. This is Sam, the man behind the YouTube channel The Northwest Wind. To his viewers, he is the calm, thoughtful explorer who turns quiet corners of America into cinematic little adventures. Most of his videos focus on the adventurous yet peaceful camping across Ohio, slipping into forests, parks, and forgotten patches of land, and showing people how to enjoy the outdoors without leaving a trace. He films everything with an energy that no one can match, even when conditions are rough. But in January of 2024, Sam filmed something he never saw coming. Something that shook him so badly he later admitted he almost quit stealth camping altogether. That day started like any other. It was too warm for January, warm enough that Sam decided to take advantage of the break in the weather and camp along the edge of a park. The spot he picked was hidden behind a dog park near a tree line, a place where most people wouldn't think to look. Perfect for a quiet stealth camp and for a night off the grid. And he chose it. The video opens with Sam hiking into the woods, his usual peaceful commentary filling the air. Everything felt normal. His only concern was finding flat ground before dark. The woods around him were green for winter, still holding onto moisture from a rainy week. Nothing about the place seemed threatening, but as soon as he stopped to set down his pack, he paused. "I don't know what it is here," he said, pointing the camera toward the trees behind him. "I keep feeling like somebody's watching me, and it's a very strong feeling, like the hair on the back of my neck keeps standing up." That was the moment he realized something was wrong.
I don't know what it is here, but I keep feeling like somebody's watching me, and it's like very, very strong feeling, like hair on the back of my neck standing up. I don't know. I just keep feeling like I'm being watched or something, though. I don't know.
I don't know why, but I keep feeling like I'm being watched. He rubbed the back of his neck, looked over his shoulder, then shook it off and kept filming, because he knew such feelings are so common in stealth camp. But that instinct, that primal warning, was the first sign something was wrong, which is decided to rub off.
It's getting dark. Gonna be fully dark here in about 10 minutes or so. Somebody just walked by. I don't know if they had a dog or not, but they definitely didn't see me, but I could barely see them. The tent does not sit high at all. I've been sitting on my belly case. Because while I was eating, just finishing up eating. I don't know why, I'm just spooked. I haven't been saying that, but I've been spooked since I got here. I keep feeling like somebody's watching me. And then seeing that person. I know it's a public park, but still.
Sam set up camp anyway, pushing deeper into the woods just far enough to stay hidden, but still close enough to the dog park that he felt safe. Once he built his shelter and unrolled his gear, he tried to settle into the rhythm of the evening. The sun started to set and birds were quiet. The air shifted from warm to cool. Everything seemed normal. Then came the second sign, and it was getting dark, and maybe fully dark in about 10 minutes. Sam was all set to welcome the night. Right after he said that, the sound of footsteps came from the direction of the trail.
I don't know if they could see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent.
It was kind of slow footsteps, like someone walking by. He saw the outline of a person move through the trees, but he couldn't make out whether they had a dog with them. They didn't see him because his tent sat low, blending into the shadows. But that brief sighting only made the uneasiness worse for him.
Hello? And I'm getting the out of here. Hello? Hello? I don't know what this is, but we're getting out of here. Hang on. Hello? Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife. Where's my knife? They're with me. They're with me here. Holy crap. Get away. What do you want?
As night fell in full and the woods around him thickened with darkness, the trees became shadows while the wind was quiet. The forest finally settled. Sam crawled into his tent, turned on his lantern, and prepared for a long, peaceful night. But he didn't get one, not even close. He was inside his tent only a short while when the first sound came, a slow crunch of leaves, then another, and then a shift in the ground right outside the tent. Sam whispered sharply into the camera, "There's somebody. Hang on." He turned off the lantern while his breathing got shallow. The tent's fabric glowed faintly from the fading light outside.
All right, I'm spooked. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you want? Leave me alone! They went over that way. I can't see them now. All right, I'm officially like tweaking now. I'm like, all right, we're just gonna get out of here. We're just gonna get out of here. I'll come back for this crap later. Do I have my phone? I'm gonna call 911 if you come near me. All right, they're moving again. I don't know, I'm getting out of here. We're going. I'll come back for this some other time. All right, get the hell out of here. I'm leaving, don't follow me. I don't know where to go. I don't know which way to get out of here. I smell your cigarette, I can hear you. I hear you. All right, I don't know which way to go. How the hell do I get out of here? All right, I don't know how to get out of here.
Whoever was out there was close. Close enough that he could hear their steps. Soft, but intentional, like they were trying not to be heard. "I don't know if they can see in through the tent," he whispered. He was sure that they can't see him through. The fly was thick, but he knew that somebody was walking around out there, very close to him. He leaned away from the lantern so his shadow wouldn't give him away. The tent walls glowed just enough to outline his face, and outside, footsteps circled slowly, crunching the dry leaves. He was frozen by then. Every few seconds, the steps paused and then resumed, then stopped again. It didn't sound like an animal. because it was too controlled and too deliberate. Someone was taking their time.
Stay away from me! They're coming behind me. I don't know what they're doing. They could just be around. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. They're at my campsite. I see them. I see you reflecting off my tent. Leave my alone! All right, I'm getting out of here. You can have it. How do I? Which way? Here.
Sam's whisper grew tighter. I don't want to leave the light on. I don't want them to know exactly where I am. Seconds passed, then more steps, and then silence. He stayed completely still with his heart pounding, hoping whoever it was would walk past. Instead, they moved closer and clearer. It was getting louder each minute. At one point, they were close enough that Sam thought they were within just a few feet of the tent. He searched for his headlamp but didn't dare turn it on. Instead, he pointed the camera toward the direction of the footsteps, even though all he could capture was darkness. The tension kept building, and then something changed. More steps, but this time, 2 sets. One was heavier and one was lighter. One person whispered something he couldn't understand, and then the other whispered back. I think there's 2 people. I can barely hear them talking. They're whispering. He finally called out softly, "Hello?" But no answer came, so he tried again, louder this time. "Hello!" Still nothing, then suddenly the whispering stopped and everything outside went dead silent. That silence was worse than the footsteps. Sam knew he couldn't stay quiet forever. Whoever was outside already knew he was there. They were not surprised and they weren't confused. Drop your theories, your thoughts, and even your own stories in the comments. And if you love exploring the strange and unexplained, check out the other compilations waiting for you. Encounters, disappearances, trail cam mysteries, all of it is lined up and ready. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below if you've ever witnessed anything you still can't explain.
Hey, officer, are you okay? A little sore, but...
Every year, countless moments are caught on camera that were never meant to be witnessed. Encounters so tense, so unpredictable, that even watching them from behind a screen sends a chill up your spine. They're real events, recorded by people who were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Today, we're diving into some of the most unsettling footage ever captured. Moments that remind us how fast a normal day can turn into a nightmare. 1. In the first clip, a truck's dashcam captures something that feels ripped straight from a tense thriller. A real ambush unfolding on a quiet stretch of highway. A group of people believed to be illegal immigrants had dragged tree branches across the road to force vehicles to stop. Reports suggest they were furious after authorities tore down their makeshift camp, and this was their way of lashing out. The moment the truck slows down, the group suddenly rushes over the guardrail, unleashing a barrage of sticks, rocks, even chunks of concrete, straight at the windshield. The driver somehow powers through the blockade, but not before being hit and left shaken. Honestly, I can't think of being trapped in that moment. How do you think you'd react? In January 2015, a group of Auckland film students were casually recording near Parnell railway station when the mood shifted instantly. Chris Mears' camera caught 2 figures hiding in the tall grass. A man and a woman in blank white masks, staring straight at them without saying a word. At first, the students laughed, thinking it was just classmates trying to scare them. But that laughter quickly turned into the nervous kind, especially when they noticed what looked like a pistol in one of the masked stranger's hands. The moment the couple stepped closer, the group ran for the main road. A police helicopter soon swept toward the area, meaning someone else had already reported them. And disturbingly, this wasn't the pair's first incident. Earlier that week, they'd terrorized a woman at Auckland's Domain Park before vanishing.
Where's the other one? Where's the other one? I don't see him.
After the students filed their report, police issued a public warning urging civilians to stay away, saying that any weapon, real or fake, had to be treated as real. The masked couple eventually came forward, but authorities released almost no details. No identities, no motives, nothing about whether the weapons were real. The only confirmed fact? They weren't connected to the school, shutting down claims that the students staged the footage. Whatever those masked strangers intended, encounters like this aren't just creepy. They're the kind that could turn dangerous fast. 3. The next clip takes us deep into the UK woodlands and into one of the most unsettling encounters a solo camper has ever captured on camera. Daniel O'Neill, known as English Woodsman, has been uploading wild camping videos for nearly a decade. Most of his content is calm, simple, and gear-focused. But his August 2023 trip near his home turned into something far more disturbing. The video begins normally. Daniel hiking through the trees, pointing out berries, footprints, and scattered trash, subtle signs that others had passed through recently. After a long walk, he settles at a clearing, leans against a tree, and starts eating noodles. Then, 25 minutes in, things shift.
I'll be out Friday night, but I'm going away Saturday, so I've got a bit of a drive as well, so I didn't want to be tired, and it's going to throw it down Friday night as well, and rain camping is really good. Is that a badger? Hello?
Behind him, clear, human-like footsteps crunch through the forest floor. The moment Daniel turns and calls out, the sound stops instantly. No figure, no movement, nothing. He tries to shake it off, sipping coffee and finishing his meal, until the footsteps return, closer, more deliberate, more impossible to ignore. Daniel calls out again, but the woods fall dead silent.
There's that noise again now. Hello? Hello? You got to better hear that. There's nobody here.
Even more unsettling, he's camped in wet grass, meaning those crisp, dry footsteps don't match the environment at all. However, as the sun sets, the noises return a third time, steady and rhythmic, nothing like an animal. Finally, Daniel's composure cracks.
I'm going to be honest. I can't stay here now. I'm going to be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments, but I can't stay here. I'm too unsettled. I'm nervous. I've done camping like this a load of times. I think I'm going to go find somewhere else to get this bivvy set up. But I'm leaving this spot.
And honestly, that was the smartest decision he could have made. Whether it was a person stalking him or something else entirely, being alone in dense woods with no way to judge someone's intentions is incredibly dangerous. Daniel packed up and left, and whatever was pacing through those trees never showed itself. 4. At the base of Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara, the Sea of Trees, a beautiful dense forest grown over hardened lava, but known worldwide for something far darker. For decades, it has been a place where people go to end their lives. In July 2017, urban explorer and YouTuber Burbex walked into the forest to document what he might find. The start of his journey felt almost peaceful, until he stepped only a few meters off the road and spotted an abandoned bicycle. A good one too, the kind you wouldn't just leave behind without reason. Curious, he checked the bike's basket and found torn packaging for a kitchen knife. Moments later, he discovered a plastic bag with a note written in Japanese. The translation? 12/11 verified. Fuji Yoshida Police Station. Essentially confirmation that the police had already logged this abandoned property as evidence, likely belonging to someone who had entered the forest intending not to return. It's chilling to think how many similar items sit deep in those woods, quiet reminders of people who once walked in with pain heavy enough to silence their fears. And even more unsettling is that any explorer could stumble across a body without warning. Japan has tried to intervene, security cameras at entrances, volunteers trained to talk with visitors in crisis, and messaging encouraging people to reconsider. But despite these efforts, Aokigahara remains haunting, waiting just beyond the trees.
I'm only a few meters away from the road right now, but I've already found an abandoned bike. It's actually a pretty nice bike. Let's take a look at it. I don't think it's been here a long time. What do we got in here? And it's a packet for a knife. I think I've just found some kind of note in a bag. It says 12/11. I can't quite make out. I think this is somebody's name just here, and I'm not sure what this means.
5. In the next clip, a truck is dangerously close to hitting a car, missing it by mere seconds. The heart-stopping moment felt like it was straight out of a movie. How would you react if you saw that truck coming right at you? 6. In early 2023, a man named David Meredith was on his usual evening walk in Red Deer, Canada, when he spotted a massive bull moose grazing nearby. Curious, he stepped behind a tree for a closer look. And that's when the moose suddenly turned around and charged straight at him.
He just ran me up a tree.
Most people don't realize how deadly that is. A full-grown bull moose can hit over 35 miles per hour, and one strike from those antlers can end a life instantly. Terrified, David scrambled up the nearest tree, relying on nothing but a thin, shaky branch to pull himself up. From there, he began recording as the moose stared him down for nearly 30 seconds, breathing heavily and clearly stressed. He later told reporters he clung to that tree for more than 10 minutes, praying that the fragile branch wouldn't snap. Eventually, the moose gave up and ran off. David stayed put for another half hour before climbing down, alive only because that tiny branch didn't betray him. And honestly, the only thing scarier than that moose is how close he came to becoming a headline. 7. In the next clip, Dashcam footage was recorded in the early hours of May 2, 2023, in Browns Plains, Australia. At first, everything looks normal, but barely 10 seconds in, things take a disturbing turn. A woman suddenly steps into the road and practically throws herself at the passing car. Their acting is so sloppy, it's obvious something isn't right. Thankfully, the driver doesn't fall for it. He speeds away before they can box him in. Initially, he thought it was just an attempted insurance scam, but he later reported that several other men emerged from the shadows and sprinted toward the vehicle. That's when he realized this wasn't a scam, it was likely a carjacking or something far worse. Police launched an investigation, but the group was never found. And honestly, the driver's quick instincts might be the only reason this didn't turn into a completely different kind of story. 8. And the next incident takes us back to the Rampart Range. Part of Colorado's Rocky Mountain Front Range is a sprawling stretch of public land inside Pike National Forest. In summer, the place is alive with bikers, hikers, and campers exploring its massive trail network. It should be a paradise. But in recent years, something far darker has been happening there. Multiple riders have reported wires deliberately strung between trees at head height, a setup that can maim or kill anyone riding through at full speed. Back in 2017, 2 motorbike riders uploaded footage of their own near-fatal encounter with a wire stretched across the trail. They survived only because they noticed it at the last second. Wires placed off-trail can sometimes be explained away, maybe a camper using them to hang gear. But wires placed directly across a riding path at neck height. There's only one intention behind that: to hurt someone. Whether it's anger at the noise, territorial frustration, or something much more malicious, the result is the same. And tragically, these traps aren't rare. Stories of bikers, ATV riders, and even snowmobilers being seriously injured. Hopefully, stronger safety measures and more awareness can prevent more lives from being ruined by something this senseless and cruel.
What the fuck, man? What this shit, man?
To bom jaz zdaj vzel, stari. A misliš, da bi poklical policijo? Pač najbrž to ni ilegalno, a ne? Pač nekoga treba hoditi. Sam pač na nek čuden način, a ne? Najbolj, da bi puško gor navezal, stari. To se pa kar nam zgodil, ne moram reči. To. Kaj?
Dajmo to pizzerijo domov. Bomo mi s tem vesel tega modela, ej.
Neki bi naredil, ej.
Motherfucker.
Ama, daj neki kamen, da zjebem to drevo, ej. Kao, to so označil, kaj se ne bo. Teraz malo se roke dominil, je pse.
Damn, let's get home.
Prav, tvoja angleščina je prav doma, ej.
Daj to samo ružek, da gremo, da le koliko je, mislim, koliko je DJI, ne.
More i tam slać.
Dobro, da je bilo to na dosti pregledno, a ne, da drugač, ne vem, da bi ga ful pišel, da bi imel špegle gor, stari, obal bi se, majke mi.
Ja, jaz sem jih imel, jaz sem sam tebe videl, ko si...
9. The next incident occurred in February 2018. Rider Greg Harris was filming his trail run with a GoPro when something far more disturbing interrupted his otherwise normal ATV ride. Only seconds into the footage, a nearly invisible metal wire suddenly snaps across the screen, stretched tightly between two trees. The wire slams into his helmet and halts him instantly. Had it been even a little lower, it would have hit his neck and likely killed him. Greg later explained that his slower speed and the angle of impact caused the wire to break, saving his life by inches. Sadly, traps like these aren't unheard of in the ATV community. Some are set by people angry about riders using nearby land, others by individuals who genuinely intend harm. Whoever set this one remains unknown. Greg escaped with minor injuries, and honestly, just watching it makes me realize how one split second can be the difference between a close call and a tragedy. 10. The next incident starts with a man leaving a friend's house in Keller, Texas, realizing almost immediately that a suspicious car was trailing him. At first, he tried to test them. He faked taking the highway, switched to the service road last second, but the car still tracked him. When he reached the next overpass, they were already waiting at the light, confirming it wasn't a coincidence. But as he slows down, the car cuts in front of him, and the passenger jumps out, circling toward him aggressively until he sees an officer outside a grocery store. Only then did the pursuing car finally break off. Looking back, he says he didn't have a dash cam, didn't have a weapon, and that if the passenger hadn't dodged, he would have hit him with the car. A reminder of how fast a normal drive can turn into a real-life nightmare. In the next clip, dashcam footage captures a bizarre scene on Highway 78 late at night. A completely random roadblock set up right in the middle of the road. Two people are just standing there, forcing cars to slow down with no warning and no clear reason.
What's going on? Can I help you with something?
According to state police, both individuals were detained shortly after. No major charges were filed, aside from DUI. Honestly, seeing something like this on a major highway at night is unreal. If I ever came across this in real life, I'd be terrified and confused at the same time. 12. In another terrifying incident, dashcam footage captures an American couple being chased by machete-wielding bandits on a dusty road in Kenya. Bryant and Lauren Swenson, who had moved to Nairobi with their 3 kids to open a CrossFit gym, were driving near Mai Mahiu when 3 masked men suddenly charged at their vehicle. Moments earlier, they'd noticed a white van the attackers were likely trying to rob. Bryant later explained that one of the men even had a gun but struggled to pull it from his waistband. Bryant had to slam the car into reverse just long enough to roll up his window, then switch back into drive and floor it. Honestly, I can't stop thinking how close they came to real danger.
I don't like that.
Assuming they even have bullets.
I'd rather assume they do and not here. Drive forward. Crush. Just drive forward. Drive. Stop.
Are they still there?
Yeah. The cops. Well, not even cops. Dang! Woo! Oh, gunshots.
Dang.
No, they're running up to them. Yep. Dang!
13. In a similar case, a car was stopped mid-road by 2 masked men armed with a gun. As the driver tried to reverse, the attackers lunged toward the vehicle, but through quick thinking and nerves of steel, he managed to drive past them safely. Honestly, just thinking about being in that situation makes my heart race. I don't know if I'd have the courage to stay calm and act so fast. (14) The next dash cam footage comes from a police vehicle in Shawnee, Wisconsin on February 18, 2022. While patrolling the highway, the officer suddenly encountered a massive pileup caused by icy road conditions. Despite his best efforts, his car slid and crashed, and vehicles behind him began colliding with his police cruiser. Trapped inside, the officer called for help and was checked on by fellow drivers.
Hey, officer, are you okay? A little sore, but... I'm a little sore, but I gotta try and get a hold of my supervisor at least. I'm kind of trapped right now. How's your legs and everything? They're alright. I'm kind of trapped right here. Okay, yeah. I'm with Shawnee PD. I gotta I'll try and get out of here and do what I can to help you guys. I'm sorry, man. I'm trapped right now. That's okay. Hold on. Let me try and get out of my driver's door first. Can you? Can you? Nope. We got it open. You got it open?
After a tense 6 minutes, he managed to free himself and immediately began assisting others caught in the chaos. The pileup involved 39 vehicles and left 10 people injured. Honestly, just watching this makes me shiver. Being trapped like that while cars slam into you is a nightmare scenario I wouldn't wish on anyone. 15. A YouTuber uploaded a chilling video capturing strange, loud, and terrifying screams echoing from deep in the woods around 3 a.m. He was completely alone in the middle of nowhere when the sounds started making strange noises.
Strange screaming, yo. I don't know what the F that is. That scared the shit out of me, man. Listen. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere right now. I was gonna come out and do a video. Then I heard that shit.
Hearing those screams, it's the kind of sound that makes your skin crawl. Being out there alone in the middle of the night, I wouldn't want anyone to experience that. And that's it for today's video. If you liked these real spine-chilling moments, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to comment below. I'd love to know which clip shocked you.